Welcome to Overwatch. In tonight's broadcast, we'll have the pleasure of casting a game between two teams from the Overwatch University League in the EU region. I'm one of your hosts, Kabooks, doing play-by-play. Also with me tonight is my co-host, Lord Bait, who will be your color caster. Last but certainly not least will be Trumu, who's going to be our producer.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Kabooks. Tonight, during this match, Midweek Madness, we have Nobody Knows from going up against No Name Team.
If you guys are interested in learning more about us or how you can get involved in one of the largest recreational Overwatch leagues, follow the link to the Discord in the channel's description. You can also follow us on Twitter at OW University if you would like to be updated when streams go live. Feel free to drop by our subreddit, which is also located in the channel description as well. And looks like we're going to be starting, getting underway with our first map of the day, which is going to be Numbani.
A very interesting thing will be how the defense is going to position, and will they hold on high ground or they will be holding back in deep. This could be like key for Nobody Knows team. We have like a very diverse group in each team, so we might see what the picks are gonna be.
Yes, and as we look at each team's lineup, we're noticing we're seeing a dive coming out on the right with Winston, Tracer, Diva, really to get into that backline, using Winston to help initiate. Now on the left, we see more of a traditional comp with Reinhardt as the main tank, but we also see a Symmetra coming out for defense. What do you think about this Symmetra pick?
I think it's very interesting pick, but it's a very tricky pick to have, especially when Winston is very into the meta. So it could backfire for Nobody Knows.
Definitely, the Winston's going to be a real issue because he counters Symmetra. And now we're going to get underway in about 6 seconds. As we notice, looks like both tanks going to be taking a high ground position in front of that choke, while Soldier and Tracer are going to be taking left-hand position, while Mercy is going to be on the point, healing back and forth from between each. And as we get underway, looks like right team is going to be pushing in straight away in the front. They're going to have maybe Winston jump up on the high ground. Yes, he's going to be jumping up on the high ground to disrupt those DPS as Diva jumps up there as well. Winston's going to be hopping onto the point, and it looks like we have a first kill coming out from Mercy. She's going to be taken out by Winston as well as Symmetra. So we're going to have a few picks going in and out here as red team comes out as a clear victor of this fight, as Tracer is the only one on here trying to hold as much as possible. But it looks like Diva's going to be pushing them back, and they're going to be taking this point.
Yeah, it was a very fast pick because Mursu just killed himself with a Helix rocket. And after that, the fight was really going downhill for the Nobody Knows. Let's skip with the action right now, because it seems like Nobody Knows is trying to get back into the point and trying to make things happen, and this defense could be successful for them.
Yes, and it really looks like they're holding out this defense rather well as a res comes out from Mercy, resing that Symmetra. Winston jumps back onto the point, really desperate to contest. Trace is there with him, but Winston does get taken out. The rocket barrage is going to be coming out from far, getting 2 nice kills on the tanks. And Ana Boost is also going to be on far as well as they try to push in and contest. But Nobody Knows is staggering No Name pretty well here, with only Diva on point as well as Foreign Mercy. But they're going to be taking out a Soldier, which is the main DPS, for No Name, as Nobody Knows as well. And it looks like they're going to be trying to take the point, as Winston is going to be coming on there. The Diva Bomb is going to be coming out from Diva. It's not going to get any kills, but it pushes people back. We're going to also, Tracer does get a huge pick on their Mercy. Ana also falls, which is could what they need in order to defend the point. But everyone's going to be staggering in as Primal Rage does get popped by Winston. and he's really want to bully that Symmetra. Also, they have the first point.
Yeah, Fire was really very critical in that fight. He went back into the back line and he got the teleporter and interrupting the defense from nobody knows. No Name team was very patient in this attack. They were taking pick after pick, and let's see how they do in this push.
Yes, and as they're going to be pushing Cart around the corner, Tracer does try to get a sneaky pulse bomb, does manage to take out Soldier as Winston dives in onto their team, trying to focus on those squishies. He doesn't get anyone, but he manages to push Nobody Knows back, as No Name is going to be pushing the Cart around the second corner. Far does get a really nice pick on Ringgold as the hammer down huge shatter comes out from Reinhardt here as he gets Winston and Mercy. And looks like they're going to be holding on at this point with the help of that Earth Shatter.
That's a great Earth Shatter by Gerson. He waited, especially for MJ Master to be out of position, and he could open like that big shatter into the whole team. It's a very good thing to have a Reinhardt against no barrier tanks. And let's see if he can create the space that his team needs here in this defense.
As the fight breaks out underway, D.Va's going to try to go behind and get a pick, but not before Tracer can sneak behind and kill Menster, who is on Winston. And it looks like without their Winston pick, they're going to be falling back because they really need him to initiate.
Yes, this is a very good pick, and if they don't have the Winston pick, it's very hard for Falk to take on soak the damage and to create pressure into the backline. Here comes a D.Va bomb. Let's see if he gets something. That was a very good pick.
Very good pick using the D.Va bomb. Both healers go down. Also, Tracer does a really nice pulse bomb, getting other two healers from the other team. And with both healers down, it's up to the DPS to fight it out. And it looks like we're gonna have No Name pushing the cart around this corner.
I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence.
Yeah, the D.Va bomb was very well positioned and took Dolphin Boy down and made things easier for a no-name team that it's still on their way.
Tag Visor is going to be coming out from Soldier, but it's easily defense matrix by D.Va as he all cleans up that kill. We have a fight breaking out here, and Transcendence into the far ult, basically nullifying it. And a few picks are going to be coming up from here as the Earth Shatter does come out from Reinhardt, as well as the Primoid from Winston. Mercy is picked, meaning that she won't be having that res coming out for No Name. And it looks like Winston's trying to contest, they're trying to keep up that momentum, but they're going to be falling back here as they lost.
Yeah, he was trying to hold that position right there, and D.Va just got her neck back, and Winston's still alive. A great nano there. And this may be the push that they needed.
A really good nano on Winston there as they basically wipes out Nobody Knows and takes a point. Really nice play, Winston play there.
Yeah, MJ Stat just hold it well his position right there.
And as it comes around the card, we're going to see a pulse bomb cut off a Tracer, but doesn't quite get anyone. But she is going to manage to finish off Winston there, who is going to be needed to be their initiator. Once he's taken out, it's going to be hard for them to push in as Nobody Knows is going to be pushing back No Name here from the corner.
Gerson is no name team here is disengaging really well, and they're engaging just when MJ stays there. That's a nice D.Va bomb right there.
A nice D.Va pick out both the main healer and their main DPS. That's what they need to push in as Tracer falls to Reinhardt. However, they do take out Reinhardt with Winston, and with the man advantage, they're going to be pushing this point around the corner.
That's a very nice D.Va bomb, very well positioned. It was timed with Gerson's shield when it was about to break, and as soon as it was break, Gerson was defenseless right there. Here comes the D.Va bomb.
The D.Va bomb is going to be coming out, gets Far and Ana, but they're immediately rezzed by Dolphin Boy as they really want to continue that momentum. D.Va's going to get popped on for mech here. as Nobody Knows is going to be staggered. Attack Visor does come out from Soldier on Nobody Knows, but the Diva is defense matrix instead. But he does manage to pick up Seagull.
Yeah, but Flack is doing a very good job with that Diva. He's placing a very good defensive matrix and also Diva bombs. I think it could be like the most important players. Both tanks of that team are doing great.
That Diva Ball does come out from No Name, doesn't get anyone, but manages to try to push him back as we come into overtime here with the really close to the point. A lot of picks are going out for No Name as they're really desperate to push the dart, and Nobody Knows really desperate to hold on to that point as they're basically staggering one after another. As Far does manage to take out Doc. The pulse bomb is going to be coming out from Tracer, doesn't quite get anyone, as Winston is going to be dying too far here, and they are losing a little bit of that momentum, and it looks like
it seems like Nobody Knows is stabilizing the fight, but the DPS are just positioning themselves too forward and just getting picked. The tanks are trying to create space for them, and let's see if they can hold this fight for long enough. But I think it's going for No Name team. They seem to have this last push. Just master. Here comes the Mercy. They instantly die, just dropping into the point. It's a very entertaining first half of the match. What do you think about it?
It was really entertaining to see how the dive comp went up against the traditional Reinhardt play. It was also, I really enjoyed watching both Divas work on their respective teams. I loved how Diva focused on Soldier when he was using his attack visor and basically nullifying it. I also liked how the Zen used Transcendence at the correct time to take out that nullify that Pharah ultimate. What do you think about that last first round?
I think that the Symmetra pick paid off, even though that was a little bit countered by Winston. I think the Mursu, I'm sorry, had like a little bit of trouble playing the Soldier 76. He killed himself with a Helix Rocker, and he was trying to get into the position, but my Meister was very aggressive and going deep into the backline. Let's see what do they have for this second round. Dog Do should be a very interesting player to see. He was doing really well with the Tracer, even though that he was having a little trouble keep staying alive. But in this second match, this second half, we will see what's going on with the comps right now. Fire might be picking the Symmetra to look.
Yes, and it looks like on the attacking side, we're going to be seeing Nobody Knows choosing that. Well, they only have Diva as their tank right now, and I'm wondering if they're going to keep it like that. On defense, we're going to be having a Torbjorn and Symmetra for defense. What do you think about this Torbjorn and Symmetra pick?
And this map is a very common comp played here. Let's see about the turret placement of the Torbjorn. Oh, that's a critical pick right there. That Torbjorn will be missed for this fight, and it's already going on. Mursil got the picks, and let's see what's going on with this fight.
Yeah, looks like they're down a man. It's a 6v5 right now, and that could be what Nobody Knows needs to push in and take the point. But as we see a bunch of picks being traded back and forth, we see Mercy fall down to Reinhardt, and she won't be able to get that extra charge for her res. Looks like we're going to be seeing the teams traded back and forth, and a bunch of picks going in the favor of red team here.
Yeah, they swapped immediately. The top was picked really early in the fight. Point Easy just swapped into Soldier 76 to get faster into the point. And now they should be contesting the high ground. Let's see what they got for this next push.
My ultimate is charging.
And it looks like they really should get on the high ground and start defending it. They're still on that Symmetra pick as well. She's putting up her turrets there. We'll see Genji on that left-hand side looking to dive in and try to get a pick as Diva comes in up on the right side trying to dive the Soldier, and the whole hog does come out from Seagull uh, managing to focus down Slipstream's mech, does manage to take him out from the D.Va mech. And Reinhardt there protecting the point as he's trying to force Roadhog back into that corner and try to take him out as he does get focused
Oh,
by
that's a nice fix right there.
him out. The Dragon Blade
Moose
is
is
going
going
to
off.
come out for use.
Teleporter.
Yeah, that's a very good zone in D.Va right there to help. And Musa was going insane there last. He went off, he took 3 kills right there, and started to pile up the kills for nobody knows, and no name teams having trouble defending this point right now. Here comes the tactical visor that is trying to get Mercer down, but Mercer's deflecting almost everything, and D.Va Slipstream is adjusting him. Here comes the rest from nobody knows. Let's see what's going on in this fight. Seagull trying to hold on, and Flag doing a great job with that. Defense matrix trying to eat all the whole hug, but he is not having it. He just cut the whole hug, but goes down immediately. And let's see what's going on in this fight right now. It seems like nobody knows is taking control of the point, and No Name is just couldn't defend right there.
And it looks like Nobody Knows is going to be taking this point. Really well played. Ult management coming out from Nobody Knows. Mercy is almost close to her resurrection again, so she's going to be using that probably in the next fight. As we see here, Soldier is going to be picked instead of that Pharah. What do you think about that switch?
Well, the switch comes. Let's see what he can pull up with this swap right now.
Looks like they're looking for the D.Va Ultimate to be coming out shortly. The D.Va Ultimate is ready. I'm thinking about he's going to be chucking it in here soon. Burney does get 2 really nice picks as also finishes up Ana there, which is exactly what they need to push around these 2 corners and push in. Soldier is a little bit staggered on the back line as he's going to get bullied by Genji. He's going to be taken out by Slipstream, and it looks like they're going to be having the second point.
It seems like Nobody Knows. It's a better attacking team than defending team because they steamrolled the street face really well. After that very good fight, Musu, I think he was like warming up because he's going insane with this Genji. He already have the Dragon Blade on. We have D.Va Bomb for this fight and even Whole Hog. Matrix there on Ponzi, on the other side you have the tactical visor, and you have this Earth Shadow. Let's go, here you go, the fight.
And the D.Va Bomb is going to be popped out from D.Va there, and the res is going to be popped up from Ringgold. Musu does pop his Dragon Blade, does get 1 pick on Soldier, as Reinhardt is going to be taken out by Burninator there. Tracer trying to get on the point, trying to stall, but does get taken out by Ringgold there. D.Va on the point as well. They really want to contest this point. They don't want to beat it again.
A very good stall there by Flop. You gotta hate those rays when you're not that Mercy. You rest and turn the fight around after a good combo made by Nobody Knows, by No Name team, I'm sorry.
Yes, and Slipstream is going to be taking out Manchester there. And it looks like they'll be pushing this point towards the end, but not if No Name has anything to say about it. They really want to get on. The D-Ball is going to be coming out as a zoning ult there, and it's not going to take anyone out, but it's a good zone. The whole hog is going to be coming out from Burninator. He's trying to push people off the point, trying to get that point. The Ana boost is going to be coming out on Winston here, the pulse bomb as well. Doesn't get anyone, and Doc managed to finish up, clean up the kills, and they're going to have this round 2.
It was a very, very good push. They have a much better time here. And, well, I think Nobody Knows was just warming up in the first round. What do you think about this round?
Yeah, they definitely got their teamwork better. They, as we all know, these teams are not pre-made. They were put together, and they really showed that they could get together. And even though they didn't know each other in like the last 10 minutes or so, they really comboed well with each other, and they managed to push all the way to this last point there.
Yeah, and well, they will have to do an epic defense here, and Nobody Knows that seemed to be having a hard time at the beginning of the game has come back, and they're going strong. They're gonna pick the same comp, but they're mixing up an Orisa here, This might be a little cheese here, a little European Gruyere cheese right here. But we have fire again on the Symmetra, and Manchester is going to stay there on the Winston. They're bringing also the fire again, and Seagull is swapping into the Soldier 76. They're going to go only with Dolphin Void on Anna. This is a little bit risky. All the weight's going to be on this Anna, and the Symmetra turret getting very fast. They have to do a full haul here to get a draw. Let's see if they can make it.
And looks like we're gonna have Nobody Knows pushing straight in on the right. They're gonna be charging straight in as the Symmetrians do take out Gerd here, as well as Musu, with 2 people down with one of the healers and their Genji. And looks like they're trapped in the back here as the mech does get popped by Slipstream. His mech's gonna be taken out, and he does unfortunately fall to his death. And looks like this push is going to be broken down.
Yeah, that's a very interesting push. That is very typical of solo queue. They went up from high ground, and you try to get to the back of the point to control the high ground in the back of the point. And it's a very good push. It's a shame that Gerson died so early, and they couldn't manage to make the death ball go on.
And it looks like we're going to have another push coming out from Nobody Knows. Winston is going to be going in the bottom, as Diva's going to be taking that high ground on the right. She's going to be moving to the right here, as Fire does take out Gerson again, and Fire takes out Merson as well, just like they did in the first push, as Seagull does finish off Mercy. And this push is basically undone.
Yeah, it's basically done. Let's see if they can get here. The teleporter is up already for no-name team, and nobody knows if they are gonna get this point here right now.
Attack Visor is going to be coming out from Soldier here, as well as the Diva Bomb. The Diva Bomb does get Mercy. The Attack Visor just finished off Musu, and Nobody Knows is extremely staggered right now. They need to regroup and focus on what they're going to do next.
Yeah, they have only one more punch, and the teleporter only has.
Time is running out. Push them back.
So the teleporter is no factor right now. Some teams tend to suicide just to get that last charge of the teleporter, so they can get a new one for the next fight. But let's see if they can do it. They're gonna try a different route right now. They're going through the back, and they're gonna try the same tactic again. They're going straight for the teleporter.
They really want to get that teleporter.
That's a huge move and a suicide by Fog.
The Dragon Blade is going to be coming out from Russo here. He does get 1, 2, and 3, and that's the match.
Oh, Nobody Knows made it.
Final score 4-3.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting best of 5, and Nobody Knows seems to know what to do. And No-Name team started strong, but started to be under pressure, and they couldn't perform well under pressure. What do you think about it? Who should be like the most important player of each team?
I definitely think Musu on Genji. He really saved that point at the end. He took out 3 people in order for them to secure the point. I really think Musu was the MVP for Nobody Knows.
Yeah, I think Flak was a very good diva and had a very great positioning, challenging both tanks, creating space for his team. No-Name has the key right there, same as Seagull. Seagull, when swapped to DPS, was very effective, and Dolphin Boy and Anna looked really good. It's a shame that they couldn't hold just 10 more seconds on that fight there. Next map should be, let's roll.
It should be Nepal, I believe.
Oh, Nepal. Okay, yes.
And let's bring in Trumu. Trumu, what did you think about that last match?
The last match was really interesting. Looks like no name. Marjester on the Winston, who was most of the time getting nano boosted by the Rana. He did do some work, but it wasn't enough, and he died a little bit too early a few of the times. But
Yeah.
Mersu on, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I think that the nanoboost usage there was a little bit questionable. He got a couple of picks and was very key in some pushes, but I think in some fights they could combo it a little bit. They need to try to combo a little bit. They only had a very nice combo with the Earth Shatter and Diva Bomb, but they failed to continue producing that place.
Traveling to Nepal.
Yeah,
Definitely, and it looks like this second map is gonna be Nepal. Let's see what they pick.
but I like to note something. Mershu on the Genji, he actually did a lot during the after the first match since he was kind of doing a little bit like under below average, but when he started getting a little warmed up, he did really good on that Genji, getting a few good ults, key ults for him. Nobody knows his victory. But I guess I'll bring it back to the casters and we'll go from there.
Yeah, let's see what's where are going to be the changes. They're going to play a Deadpool comp with Farah on Nobody Knows, and Anonim is going for the dive again. With Seagull's going to stay on Anna, Dolphin Boy swap to Lucio, Funk is going to stay on the Diva, Fire is going to stay on Tracer, and Majesta is going to keep on the Winston. Halsey is now going to pull out the Kenji. Let's see how they do now.
And it looks like they're going to be both pushing in the traditional way. They're all going to be going left, and they're going to be a fight is going to be breaking out. Winston dives straight onto their backline, trying to get a pick, but he falls down. And he jumps straight onto the point. Doc does manage to finish off his fire there. Man, on that Winston, focusing down Ringo, does manage to take him out. Doc takes out 1, 2, and 3 people. Burn also finishes off Diva, and that's what they need to bully them off this point and take it.
Yeah, that's what the duck do. They send people into the hospital. This is a back duck. So he just got the picks right there, and it's Doctor doing some work. He's very close to Voltron. Let's see what he can do now.
Yes, and he is almost there to pulse bomb. Farah is also, and Diva is also pretty close to their ults as well. They really don't want Nobody Knows to push past this point, and they're all defending right there. Slipstream does manage to finish off Fire. Burn on Zarya, and Doc coming out with that pulse bomb, focuses down Seagull. Dolphin Boy and Seagull were the healers for Nobody Knows, and with them gone, that push is basically over.
Yeah, that's a very aggressive push there. They're not letting them get a lead in vision, and that's a very hard push to do when the team that has a dead ball composition is holding close to the choke. So let's see if they change sides. They're trying to go main now.
And it looks like they're going to be pushing in main. Manchester looking to jump onto the backline. He really wants to focus on that Mercy. Mercy is going to use that Rocket Barrage. Only takes out Pause, but that could be what they needed. Graviton Surge is going to be coming out. It's comboed with the Diva Bomb. It does take out both supports again, and that's what they need to collect back on the point and finish off the rest of these stragglers.
Yeah, Fleck and Fire seem to be a little bit disjointed. They're pushing a little bit too deep, and their team isn't able to follow them. And right now they're getting staggered. Let's see if they can group up and try again, because Nobody Knows is having a great game after that first week, like round. They're looking very good, very dominant. They're pushing hard. Now there goes the Nanaboost. Let's see what's going.
The pulse is going to be coming up from Tracer. It doesn't quite get anyone as both Sound Bearers are going to be dropped by either Lucio. The D-Bolt is going to be coming out from Diva. Not going to be getting any picks as the fight is going to be starting to fight on point now. Pause gets 1, 2, and does manage to take out Diva's mech. Fire is on fire, managing to finish off Slipstream there as well. And this point is going to be going in the hands of the other team.
Yeah, Noning, it did very good there in the fight. They went all in right there because they went all of. But finally, the whole team could push together, and Nobody Knows couldn't hold them right in the back. Right now, nobody knows have a very good advantage. We have already a Mercy Res. They have Musu, it's very close to Barrage, and Dogdu is close to another close bomb, and they're taking the point.
And they are going to be fighting on this point. Winston's the only one there to try to contest, and he just gets taken out by Musu. Pause just managed to finish off Mercy early, and without her, she won't be able to get the charge she needs. Rocket Barrage is correct from Musu, and he finishes off 1, 2, and 3, and that's what they're going to be needing to take the point again.
Yeah, they had the ultimate advantage. Manchester is going a little bit too deep sometimes, and it's getting burned really fast because nobody knows is keeping their lines. They're very compact, and Nonin is having a lot of trouble to get into the back line. So I think they will have to swap it out or try something different because they're getting destroyed in the front line. Folk and Meister and Fire are just letting Dolphin Boy and Seagull die in the back.
And it looks like we are going to be seeing a switch burninated. He's on that Reaper now. What do you think about this Reaper pick? As also, in fact, does move over to Reinhardt.
Yeah, I think a Reaper is a very good pick, and also very, very important just to nullify Majester. Majester is having a hard time already getting into the backline, and he is burninated with T now. Because casually the other team just picked a triple tank composition. So let's see if Bernadette can do some work here.
Yes, and both teams are going to be fighting on point. Reaper and Far are going to try to wrap around and get behind them as Winston jumps in, trying to bully Diva out of her mech. He does manage to do that. Bernadette behind, focuses on Pause, taking him out. Musu also doing work, manages to finish off Black here. Bernadette is just destroying their backline, just ripping through their healers, taking them out, as well as Winston. At this point, it's going to be going in the hands of nobody knows.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a questionable flag by Moose. They made it work. They got 2 first picks right there, and just traded the slipstream mech, and they made it work really well. Let's see if they hold an aggressive position here, so they can hold back. Nobody knows.
Yes, it looks like nobody knows. It's going to be trying to go for that high ground on the right, but No Name is there to try to bully him off of it. Tracer is on the objective, trying to get a sneaky back cap, but is
that's a nice pulse bomb.
A nice pulse is going to be coming out there. Doesn't quite get anyone, but they're trying to bully off as Diva is on there as they all get knocked down by Farah. Tracer is on that point, trying to back cap it again as Pause manages to finish off Mursu. Bernard takes out Pause, and Fact is going to be on there with the Primal Rage coming out from Winston as they're trying to take that point. Death Blossom is going to be popped as well, finishing off a tank, and at this point it looks like it's in the hands of nobody knows once again.
Yeah, nobody knows he's holding really well there. They had an early pulse bomb right in the back of Reinhardt. It was a really good pulse bomb. It was unlucky that he didn't pick anybody. Because Anna threw a nade to keep the Reinhardt up and keep his team up. Ordinary just got picked right there in the back.
Tag Visor is going to be coming out from Pause, who will try to get someone as a Sabrier comes out from Lucio, but it's too late as the other Sabrier comes out, but not before Pause can get 2 picks. There's the Mercy Res though, resing them back as Mercy is going to be using that Rocket Barrage as he takes out Dolphin Boy and Fire. The point, and Fox does finish off Mercy as the dude is going to be coming out here, and this point is going to be on No Name's hands.
It's been a horrible game for the supports of No Name team because they are getting destroyed in the back by Top 2, and Burninated and Mursu are putting so much pressure into the team, so it's getting really hard for No Name team.
Most definitely, Bernard and Mercy are just focusing on that back line, just really giving it a hard time for Dolphin Boy and Seagull as they really have to come into the fight to try to get away from them, but they just get taken out during the team fight. So let's see how each team is going to be fighting on Sanctum.
Yeah, in this map, again, the far pick is a great pick. Same as Reaper. Reaper can still do the same work that they did, because you have very nice flanking sides here. Now Seagull is swapping for a Zenyatta. I think that's a very good swap right there because they are not having long fights. They're having very short fights, and Seagull hasn't been like effective with them, and he hasn't been able to nano boost anybody effectively.
Mercy with that really nice first initiation pick does manage to finish off Fire, but not before Flack can sneak behind and takes a Gerson. Seagull unfortunately does fall to his death as Burninated is behind with Tracer, and they just collapse onto them as nobody knows who's going to be taking this point.
Yeah, they're a little bit desperate. They're not grouping up. They're trying not to. They're just going on their own. I think they have fallen into the tilt right now. So let's see if they can like get things together again. Try to play as a team and try to make things work.
Yes, as Burninated does finish off Flack there, and they're going to be going into this push with a 6v5 disadvantage. As Winston jumps in the backline, he really wants to focus down that Mercy, but he's getting focused as well as he does get taken out.
Yeah, that's a worthy trade though. Let's see if Seagull, Dolphin Boy, and both DPS can retake this time. They're playing triple DPS hits, and that's a nice pulse bomb by Cut2, and a nice pulse bomb by Flack there.
A really nice pulse bomb by Doc too. He just managed to finish off two of them there, but looks like they have enough people as they really want to contest, as Doc does get rezzed by Ringgold here, and it looks like they're going to be holding on at this point.
Yeah, they're trying to go for the triple DPS composition right here, but things aren't working. Easy is just going into the McCree, try to do something about Duck2 because Duck2 is putting so much pressure into the backline, and Mursu is being annoying as any Pharah can be.
Definitely, and as we look at the ults coming out from each team, No Name is going to be having 4 ults using that McCree, Winston, and Soldier, and Lucio ult. But we see a lot of ults coming out from Musu, definitely, as he uses that Rocket Barrage, and Ferdinand does use his Death Blossom to like swipe up and finish off both supports and one of their main.
It's going to be a 2v2 on the point, but nobody knows he's going to get faster into the point because they got picked earlier. It's unfortunate because it was a very good play for about them. And here comes the Desperate and so let's see how this fight ends. Can they make it?
A Sound Bearer is going to be coming out from Lucio as Transcends does get popped by Zenyatta, so he can quickly try to go in and contest. But Musu is up there harassing them and takes out both supports, and looks like this fight is pretty much over.
Yeah, it's a shame that they couldn't like figure it out early. I think the Easy pick, McCree, was a very good pick there to try to counter Duck2, but Duck2 was annoying as a Tracer can be, putting pressure on Seagull and Dolphin Boy. They couldn't do anything as supports. They were trying to heal the team, but they couldn't. Magister was trying to get space for them, but it wasn't effective. It's a shame that they couldn't do better.
And as the play of the match comes out here, Trumu, what did you think about that last game?
The last game was really interesting. So, let's see. The Reaper for Nobody Knows, what was it? Burinated. He did really good. With countering their No Name's picks and also doing good damage on No Name. And they couldn't really counter him since he was just all over the place getting healed by the supports and doing good.
Yeah,
in general.
It was like a very good game for Duck2. I think he did the best for Nobody Knows. And in No Name team, I think Fire, it's a little bit missing in action. He was trying to do some work with Tracer, but he was winning the Tracer duels when he was going 1v1, but he wasn't matching Duck2 work getting down the supports really fast. I think his target prioritization was a little bit bad and a little bit off. And Magister couldn't just do anything. He was trying to dive in, and Nobody Knows was very compact in the back, holding Magister down, focusing him down like at the beginning of the fights, and things didn't look good for Nonin. What do you think that Nonin can do to make it work for this last map they're going to play Volskaya?
They really need to focus as a team, get grouped up together, come up with a plan, and just going together as a team. Because as we saw in Nepal, they were going in, even if they went in as a team, they didn't necessarily have a plan. They didn't know who to focus. They just kept going in by themselves. Manchester on Winston just kept getting focused because he didn't really have any help. As he jumped into their backline, he just got taken out most of the time.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we might see a Sombra pick in this map. Sombra is amazing in this map, and to see it here even in Japan. We might also see dive is the thing that it's played the most right now in solo queue. And well, let's see how they do. Oh, they're gonna pick the hands. So hands on mains, be happy. Yay.
If I can say one thing, no name really. What they really have to do is they have to try focusing targets to like focusing the Reaper and their supports to if they actually want to win this round. But it's a best of 5 and first 1, 2, 3 wins, which is the score is 2-0. So they have to get basically a 3-0 comeback if they want to win. But I guess I'll
Yeah,
bring it back to the casters.
I think it's gonna be important. What do they do to choke? Is very important in Volskaya, and especially uh, they have to be also contesting the high ground. It's important for the defensive team just here to hold well their position and decide if they're gonna hold in front of the choke or if they're gonna hold the point on the high ground in the back. So let's see what could they do here. Noning needs to make things happen here and make a little miracle game.
And as nobody knows, is going to be charging straight in as Roadhog tries to get a pick off Mercy, but that defense matrix blocks the shot as Doc is going to be taking out Seagull here. But not before Fryer can finish off Diva, but with both supports down, Zenyatta as well as Ana, this point is going to be in the hands of nobody knows.
Nobody knows looking better and better. Dude is doing so much work. He's always going deep into the backline. Like focusing on Seagull, and poor Seagull's not having even a chance right there in the backline. And he's not getting enough protection. Let's see if they're going, yes, they're going to go for the whole of the second point. And they have to do something to deal with Duck 2 because Duck 2 is just surrounding on them.
Yes, and Doc is also really close to Pulse Bomb, and he's going to be probably diving in using that immediately and try to take a pick off one of the sports as he immediately tries to dive in here. They're not going to give No Name a break as the Pulse Bomb is going to be coming out from Doc. He does manage to finish off Flag. That could be the pick they need to push in as he also finishes off Zenyatta. And with the picks, looks like nobody knows is at the advantage here.
Yeah, nobody knows. Might be getting disappointed. This looks amazing because they're snowballing their advantages, and Noning doesn't have an answer for this. It's a shame because they had a very strong start here, and they're not looking good. They're looking disjointed right now.
Yes, and looks like No Name is going to be holding on to this point only just as it almost caps out for 3 ticks. And with 6 minutes left on the clock, I'm wondering what No Name can do to try to hold and defend.
Yeah, I think it's questionable the position of Dolphin Boy at the moment. He should be in high ground, hidden from Tracer. Like Tracer is having a game in the park, just trying to focus the supports. Right now, Dolphin is a very dangerous position right there.
Yes, and Manchester does dive in. He's trying to get the Mercy, but he can't seem to find her as Diva is going to be coming out from Diva. Doesn't get anyone but a huge hammer down by Reinhardt there, but with not enough focus, it's not going to be taken advantage of. As Bird Damage does finish off Pause, and Mercy is going to be popping that Rocket Barrage, and round 1 is complete.
Yeah, I think Dolphin Boy is having a little bit of trouble with him. He needs to go into like high ground and try to be away from the Tracer because Doctor is doing a lot of work. Seagull is trying to get his position straight too. He had a better round this time, but still, Doctor is doing amazing right now. And I think the nobody knows might have the game in the bag, and no name is still looking for answers. Uh, what do you think about that?
Yeah, nobody knows really seems to have their act together. They know what they're gonna do with each push. They're focusing on the correct targets, and they're going in, and it shows. They basically took that first point really quickly, and on their second attempt, they took the second point. So I really want to see what No Name could do to try to hold on and maybe take it as fast as they did, but I'm unsure.
Yeah, and they're gonna pull the Junkrat here. Junkrat is super horrible to play against in this map. In this first choke, especially if they get good positioning right there, it's going to get super horrible for no name team because this choke is it's ridiculous to walk through when a Junkrat is spamming. Sometimes you get an empowered Junkrat that they might play it with the Ringo, and it's going to be nasty for them. They will have to flank if they want to have a chance in this first choke.
It looks like we're gonna see No Name be running a dive comp. You think Manchester's gonna have enough support to dive into that back line and try to get a pick?
Yeah, they have a very good comp to try to flank from the side. So if they don't jump in and they get destroyed on the first push, they should try going for the flank on the backside.
And it looks like they're all going to be charging in from the front, but Musu is there, being annoying as ever. Does manage to take out Tracer and Lucio, and with that, this push is basically stopped.
Yeah, and Burninated was just doing the BM right there, like, and he was like throwing the traps in the corner, and as I told, it's going to be hard for No Name team trying to go through this choke with the traps, with the Farah projectiles, the Junkrat bombs, and if you could go through that, you're gonna get into a roadhog. So this is for them.
Yes, and his two picks are going to be coming out in the favor of Nobody Knows, and looks like No Name doesn't really have an answer to this, as maybe they need to flank, but they keep going in one after another, as Musu does manage to take out Pause as well, and Pause is extremely staggered, so they'll have to wait for him to get back if they want to push in.
Yeah, I think Burninated must be French because the amount of Rudiches that he's pulling in this game, first the Reaper, now the Junkrat. He's like doing so much work there in the backline and doing damage and putting traps. Like Fire is having a horrible game in Tracer just because of that.
Yes, and looks like Fire has gone to the right, and looks like they're really spread out here, as Pause does get an initiation pick, and that could be what they needed to push in, as Mercy does fall, and they had the advantage here, as Pause does use his Rocket Barrage, gets two picks, two tanks are down, and they have this point.
Yeah, they made it work through the choke. I like basically cursed Burninated because as soon as they picked right there, they didn't have an answer to stop the push, and it was a very structured push. They just got wrinkled after that. He died with the rest, but they still have time just to defend this. They have 5 minutes to defend this point, and let's see if No Name team can make it work.
Looks like Fire is going to be going around the back. He's trying to focus on sports as he fails to stick the pulse bomb to Soldier. Doc is going to be activating his tac visor here to try to keep people off the point, as a really nice charge comes out from Reinhardt, pinning Manchester down. And with also their Mercy down, this point is held.
Yeah, it's a very good hold right there. Seagull pulled a battle Mercy right there, just killing Burninated, but it wasn't enough. And let's see if they can make it in this second push. They have already Primal Rage, they have Arrest, and they have Soundbagger. The thing is that they don't have anything to engage with. Ponies is very far away from the barrage, and Fire is also far away from his pulse bomb. Here goes the engage.
Musu does manage to sneak behind and takes out both supports. and also finishes off Fire, and with their supports down, even if they pushed in, this push is over.
Yeah, Flag just went for the suicide with that. Majester should be doing the same thing, but tried a little out there. Now they have the Earth Shatter and the Hulk Hog just to hold, and no name team only has the Pulse Bomb to engage here. Let's see if they can make things happen because Pulsey having also a hard time getting his whole charge, and let's see if they can do it.
Yes, and it looks like a no name is really unsure what to do as Slipstream does get an early pickoff. It's a 5v5 right now. As Pause out that far is going to try to pushing in, trying to get a pick as they all pushing in. The hammer down, huge shatter is going to be coming out from Reinhardt there as they 1, 2, 3, and 4 picks, and at this point it's held again.
Yeah, that shatter just decided to fight. Just got the tank, he got the 2 supports right there. There's a beautiful shatter by Bruceson that made it work. They're now pushing aggressively there. It could be a little bit dangerous for Burninator and Duck2, that it's now on Genji.
Definitely, and looks like Burner is going to be picked pretty early on. The pulse bomb is going to come out to fire, but he, again, misses the pulse bomb on Reinhardt here, and Manchester is alone. He does get taken out by Merceru. Pause is going to be activating that rocket barrage as Burn uses a really nice ult here to be taking out both supports, and this point is held yet again.
Yeah, the barrage was instantly dealt by Slipstream that threw a beautiful hook just to interrupt the damage, even though he got killed there. So let's see if they can do it.
Definitely, as Mersu is coming up close to his rocket barrage yet again. He looks like he's the only ult close enough on Nobody Knows. But Manchester going in, he didn't have enough support with his team, and he does get taken out by Reinhardt here. As Seagull is going to be popping his res. They really want to go in right now and use that res probably to get him grouped up and pushed in, but they get taken out and they're too spread out, and they're really disorganized here.
Yeah, they're very disjointed at the moment. I think the Burninated pick has affected them because they don't have an answer for him. Even for Mursu. Mursu is having like a... he's getting barrage for almost every fight. And nobody knows. No name team is not taking something to do with the fire. Ponies is on fire, but fire has been very ineffective on Tracer. And let's see if he can make that happen. This is a pulse on that could be close to Reinhardt, but she was alone. I think that she is a little bit tilted. Fire is a little bit tilted at the moment, and maybe he's trying to get a pick to do a swap right here to deal with Mursu, because Mursu is making this defensive fire work too.
Yes, the Musu is basically going uncontested at this point, as Bernard is going to be pumping his Junkrat tire, and he gets 2 picks. Again, he takes out the healers. Lucio and Ana are down. They cannot push with that.
Yeah, that's a very, like, a very weird Riptide use right there, but it was very effective because Bernard is being what Junkrats do, just going annoying. He's playing the crazy Australian kamikaze because he's going forward, just getting killed because he has spawn advantage, and he's just delaying the no-name team.
Yes, and looks like Nobody Knows is pushed up extremely far. They're extremely confident, but Pause does manage to pick off Slipstream and Mercy, as they're going to be, Nobody Knows is going to be falling back to try to hold and defend this point for the last 18 seconds of the match. However, 2 of them are picked, and this could be what No Name needs to push in, but they really have to group up and take it as a team, as Pause is going to be using that rocket barrage. A really nice hammer down coming out from Reinhardt here, combo with Whole Hog, as not before Fire managed to take out Slipstream. The rocket barrage is coming out from Musu, takes out 2 players from No Name, and
it's just
looks like
pawns in there trying to hold this.
It looks like
It's
this point is gonna be for nobody knows.
it's a shame that No Name Team couldn't bring his act together. I think they could have made some change on DPS right there. I think Fire was a little bit ineffective in the deck, even though he tried a lot. And the Burninated pick was very interesting here, as I said. Super annoying Junkrat and Mercer totally uncontested. He's had a very bad start with Soul Gear 26, but it thinks like he was warming up in that first round. He has been the best player of his team, being uncontested in the air with Farah, being super annoying, putting a lot of pressure in the back, and Dubdu also. Like, you have to contract to congratulate nobody knows.
It's nice to be appreciated.
Yes, and I really do think the MVPs for nobody knows is going to be Musu on that far. He went completely uncontested, as well as burn damage. That Junkrat pick got No Name really confused, and they really had no idea what to do against it. And he used that to his advantage and was really successful with that pick.
Yeah. Let's see what we'll have for the. It was a very interesting match, and both teams tried well. It's okay for No Name, Ponyzy, Majesta, Fire, Dolphin Boy, Falk, and Seal. They had a nice game, even though they couldn't make things work. It seems like you can tell that they haven't played together and they didn't mesh up well. The chemistry wasn't there for them.
So, final thoughts, Trumu. What did you think about all those matches?
All those matches were actually really well placed, but it was somewhat one-sided to nobody knows, since it seemed like they had a better team in like in SR than No Name, but Mershu was probably the MVP of the match, getting a bunch of kills on that Pharah, getting good picks, and I forgot his name, but the Reaper for nobody knows also was actually really good on those Koth maps, and a little bit
Yeah,
of Volskaya.
yeah. Burninated had like it's a very you have a very he had like very interesting picks. Um, he played Reaper, he played Junkrat that are not common picks, and he made them work. Uh, Reaper is very good on Nepal because of the close fights and the little corners and corridors that you have there. But Junkrat here on Volskaya, you could see that like on bronze, but when you get into platinum, on higher on platinum, it's very uncommon to see this kind of play. So I think like Burninated should be very happy about his performance too.
Yes, most definitely. And Musu and Burninated really did their job as DPS. They really focused down the healers. Musu having a bunch of really nice rocket barrages there, taking out both supports multiple times. And No Name didn't really have an answer to it, as they couldn't necessarily get grouped up and they couldn't focus the correct targets. And that was unfortunate because I felt like they would do a little bit better than they actually did.
Yeah, I think you don't have to forget about Doc Do because Doc Do was putting a lot of pressure. So they have like two choices. They have or you die on the hands of this Farah that was a little bit uncontested, or you died on Doc Do that was pressing the supports really hard there in the back and making it super hard. They I think Doc Do and Mercer combination should be like MVP for the team.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Uh, do we have a second game?
No,
Or it's
this is the EU, and then we're going to go in. I think in a few hours we're going to be casting the NA, Midweek Madness.
yeah.
So
I think like to summarize up here, nobody knows did great. They played double triple DPS even on defense. Once they played the double tank only one support, and it was a very interesting mix of players they had there. So congratulations to the champions of our midweek madness
Nobody
in
knows.
Europe. Nobody knows.
yes, congratulations to Nobody Knows. And make sure you stay tuned because we're going to be doing the NA match here on Overwatch University Twitch at about 9 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. Trumu and I will be casting that as well.
Yes.
So make sure you catch that.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for you can join us at Overwatch University. See, we are all like noob casters here, and if you are interested even on casting, color commentary, production, you can also join. If you want to join, are interested in coaching or playing in a team, this is a place for you to. It doesn't matter which is your some skill rating, because this is a lead for players to learn and improve and get better. So, well, I think we have a very good stream for the night. And thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. And I guess me and Kabuks will see you later with the NA stream.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.